Last time on Kingdom Hearts.
Reflection show.
It's not the time for Mulan.
Who I am inside. It's always time for Mulan.
It's always time for Mulan.
And now...
Important scene. Most important scene in the franchise, in my opinion.
Now, just remember what Donald said to you. No frowning, no sad faces.
This again.
How can you be so cheerful? There's still no sign of your king. Aren't you worried?
The king told us to go out and find the key bearer, and we found you. So as long as we stick together, it'll all work out okay. You just gotta believe in yourself, that's all.
Just believe.
I believe in you.
It's Kairi. She got one voice line. Where am I? Long ago, people lived in peace, bathed in the warmth of light. Everyone loved the light. The people began to fight over it. They wanted to keep it for themselves. And darkness was born in their hearts. The darkness spread, swallowing the light in many people's hearts. It covered everything, and the world disappeared. But small fragments of light survived in the hearts of children. With these fragments of light, children rebuilt the lost world. It's the world we live in now, but the true light sleeps deep within the darkness. That's why the worlds are still scattered, divided from each other. But someday a door to the innermost darkness will open, and the true light will return. So listen, child, even in the deepest darkness, there will always be a light to guide you. Believe in the light, and the darkness will never defeat you. Your heart will shine with its power and push the darkness away. Do you understand, Kairi? Kairi?
Huh?
That was a lot. That was so much in such a short space of time. Okay, I have a lot to say, I think. Firstly, Donald and Goofy. That was very nice from your perspective. Not necessarily helpful to Sora, who cares about Kairi. And then we're like, believe in yourself, which is such a fucking nonsense phrase. Which I was gonna say. Because I was like, what the fuck does believe in yourself mean? I'm sure Riku believes in his capacity to get Kairi back. Like, but then it was like, believe in the light and the darkness will never come. And that's like more interesting. So like, cause, what do we know about light? What do we know about light? Light, I mean, presumably has something to do with friendship. And it's born in the children? It exists in the hearts of children? I don't know what children have over adults.
I suppose, well, if we're gonna go that route, then I suppose a sort of innocence. Not as cynical.
Yeah.
They discuss it in
More in the later
games.
That's so wild. Everyone drank it. I'm kind of a bit like, what do you mean that the light used to be everywhere and then darkness arrived when people started fighting over light? Because I'm like, that's not how darkness and light work. Why have you used this metaphor?
If this is the
waste opportunity.
If this is the point where you think the light and darkness metaphor doesn't make any sense, I loathe to see where you go in 13 games where they beat it to death.
Because it's so fucking clear that, like, I am literally looking at a shadow cast on the wall because I've got a light turned on above my head. Which, like, what do you mean there used to be light everywhere? Did everything used to glow? And then the darkness arrived because people fought over the light? So is light like a physical object? Well, I mean, if it's a physical object, why have you chosen light to be the word?
Interesting that you bring up the thing of, like, I cast a shadow because there's a light that I turned on. And it's
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like, if you bend it a bit, that's kind of like what they bring up. Like, there's light everywhere, but because the light is so, like, because of the light, darkness was born. Like, a shadow was
That's
cast
not, though.
on the heart. Because,
That's not what was said, though. They said they fought over the light, which put darkness in their hearts.
yeah, but the light
They were
was
very explicit about.
the light was
the
the
fact that-
cause of it. Because, you know, the light invoke those feelings of darkness in them.
Ugh, no. I mean, I guess, but I could have like had gold coins instead of light as a useful object that people want, and then the darkness was caused by the power of gold coins. And like that's the exact same thing. It's like the darkness was caused by the desire for something that was in short supply, and that's nothing to do with light as a quality. That's to do with the concept of desire. I mean, I think it's interesting. Like, I like the idea that the light is in the depth of darkness. I like the idea, like, we've kind of got a whole thing of like hope being light related as well. Which I do. I mean, you know what? You know me, Luke. I do enjoy a good hope metaphor. And I assume that at some point we'll go to like the world of shadow and find the light in the depth of the darkness and open the door and go get the light and stuff, which is like a fun. I like that play of literal and metaphor, of like simultaneously it's about looking to the light in the dark moments. Like in the darkest times there will always be hope. Like there will be singing in the dark times, about the dark times. And I also like that we will probably go to the dark world. I'm assuming we'll go to a dark world and go find the light, etc. That's fun. I like that interplay. But I think it's like almost good, like in terms of the light dark being caused by the darkness being caused by light stuff. It's not quite there. Sorry, I've just had another interesting thought.
Don't apologize for interesting thoughts.
Riku doesn't desire power.
Well, he desires, I suppose, he desires to be stronger than Sora, which I think implicitly is a desire for power.
But so does Sora desire to be stronger than Riku.
Yeah, it's, again, I feel like it's how far do you go in pursuit of that, and what would you do? The problem is that we haven't really seen Sora tested at all. We haven't seen him, like, tempted by anything. I mean, so Riku was gifted his powers by Maleficent. We've been gifted all of our powers by every other motherfucker. Okay, if I don't think that it's about desire for power. I feel like with the thing that, well, you're not missing because we discussed it, but I think a big thing is temperance. Temperance is like a huge, that's what Maleficent always talks about. She's like, temper yourself. You can use the power of darkness, but don't use it. Don't give into it. Don't be too extreme. Don't use it too much. And I feel like that's the whole thing of like Sora and Riku are very similar. And I think that's intentional, that they're very similar.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
In terms of what they want to do. But the thing is that Sora is more temperate than Riku.
Is he?
Well, he hasn't kidnapped a princess yet.
But he did like immediately defy Goofy and Donald when he intervened in the whole Alice in Wonderland stuff. Like, is he actually more tempered, or has he not had the opportunities to do what Riku has done?
Well, he could have just, like, I'm thinking of Pinocchio, of the Pinocchio world, where Riku was like, let's join forces to save her. Like, the one thing that Sora wants, that Riku wants, that both of them want, is to save Kairi. And that is where Sora was like, and Riku was willing to go over Pinocchio's corpse to get that. And Sora was like, you know what? No, we're not gonna do that. Even if it would help Kairi, I don't want to use Pinocchio to do that. You know, I don't.
But that's not temperance.
I don't know. I feel like
not to discredit Sora, but
I don't know. I feel like it's temperance in the sense that you are tempered enough not to go that far.
I guess the question is temperance in what? Yeah, maybe Sora doesn't lose sight of his morals, but I don't know if I think that's temperance or not. But I think it's because it's like I don't feel that Sora's been tested enough for that to mean much, because like the thing that, okay, here's the line that Sora's crossed repeatedly is the world order shit, which is bad. Like, I think he should also cross that, but he has no reason to think that.
Well, he's no reason to believe that the world order is right either. That's the first time he ever been in contact with the world order. It's not like he's been in like an order where they're like, the world order is the most important thing. You need to uphold the world order, and then he chooses to, no, I'm not gonna do that. He's just a kid who wanted to see other worlds anyway, and who wasn't really all that concerned with order and all that stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Another thing they brought up in that scene, which we completely glossed over, is they gave the explanation as to why the worlds are separate. Originally, all the worlds were one. Every single Disney world. They were all one big continuous world. And then when the darkness came in, consumed everything, the hearts and the light of the children was used to rebuild the world. But because it was not, wasn't enough light, it was just the children trying to rebuild as best they could. All the worlds were small and separate.
Why is it necessary to keep them separate?
I don't know. Listen, that's where I'm also. That's necessary because the Walt Disney Company wants us to do it.
I think I'm going to consistently come up against it because I think the concept of the world order is actually really significant. They've brought it up like a decent amount of times as well in like Triton stuff.
It's interesting if they did anything with it. Is the thing,
because I think that's actually a pretty significant thing in terms of if we go back to the friendship thing as well about expanding friendship horizons.
It seems it's so counterintuitive to everything else that Kingdom Hearts stands for, like expanding your world, making friends, like seeing all these new sites, connecting with people. That's like all these big important things that Kingdom Hearts has, and the world and like a game that was allowed to do more stuff because I believe, if they could, they would.
Okay, I'm you know what, I'm coming back to the whole idea of temperance. I will have another look into, I'm actually going to read some of Aristotle's work again. Oh. You know what, you've brought me here as a fucking philosopher, so I may as well actually, this is the first time where I've done philosophy, I think, like on this game, where you've just like seen me go through my process of how I dismantle and reconstruct an idea.
I'm gonna continue with Sid now. We've been standing on this poor fella. We're going to what many consider the best world in the game, and I would honestly consider it that too.
Fuck is this place?
Hollow Bastion.
Gosh, look at that.
That wasn't how Goofy spoke, but you know what?
I know this place. Look at this.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's strange.
I wonder why. I feel this warmth inside, right here. You're just hungry. Fuck you, Donald. I think we have yet to find a world. Well, I mean, that was the last Disney world, so now from now on it's just the original worlds. We did not find a world that we like less than Agrabah.
I didn't like Neverland that much, but it was not as bad as Agrabah to me.
Because of the sexism.
Yeah.
The decision to fucking set the whole dang stage in Captain Hook's ship was definitely an interesting one. And by interesting I mean bad.
No vessel, no help from the Heartless. So tell me, how'd you get here?
I simply believed. Nothing more to it.
Yo, Matrix.
Mm.
This would look better if it literally wasn't a PS2 game.
I don't know, I enjoyed it. Oh, he died very quickly.
But it all ends here. There can't be two Keyblade Masters.
I was right.
What are you talking about?
Let the Keyblade choose. Its true master. Maleficent was right. You don't have what it takes to save Kairi. It's up to me. Only the Keyblade Master can open the secret door and change the world.
But that's impossible. How did this happen? I'm the one who fought my way here with the Keyblade.
You were just the delivery boy. Sorry, your part's over now. Here, go play hero with this.
Goofy, let's go. We have to remember our mission.
Oh, well, I know the king told us to follow the key and all, but...
Fucking dicks.
The power of friendship.
Sora, sorry.
Okay, Donald.
Okay, Donald.
Okay, Donald.
Okay, Donald. Fuck you, Donald.
I came to fight for Belle.
Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight for Belle. Fight
without her. That's why I'm here.
Interesting parallels between Beast and Riku. And Sora, of course.
Me too. I'm not gonna give up now. I came here to find someone very important to me.
This one's very puzzly, but this one is just an excellently designed level. I really like this level.
I don't know, with Donald and Goofy abandoning you so quick, and like the way that we've made friends before is like through shared goals, which isn't like the worst way to make friends, but it's like, is there a difference between allyship and friendship, and how do we define it? Because like I would count Donald and Goofy as having been allies, but as soon as they're fucking had to make a decision between, I don't know, had to make a hard decision, they chose to leave. As soon as our goals were no longer aligned, they dipped. With like not even that much thought. Donald was like, all right, off we go, Goofy. And Goofy was like, well, I know we need to do that. Well, okay, like.
It's because Donald sucks. Well, I suppose it's their like friendship versus duty moment, because they're like, our duty is to follow our king's orders, which is to follow the key. But our friendship is
yeah,
to...
better duty, motherfucker. My duty is to be a royal dick sucker. Right. What's the reason they're following the Keyblade? And why does Mickey want them to follow the Keyblade? If they're taking their duty more seriously than just like fucking mind the instructions as a goal, then they'd be fighting to get the Keyblade back to Sora, right? Assuming they know that Riku's a motherfucker, which, I mean, they've seen him do what Sora has seen him do.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know why they're going along with the... Well, I know why. It's because we need to have our lowest moment in the narrative, where everything seems hopeless.
But it takes like thematically away from what's been established. I mean, maybe they'll side back. I'll be okay if they like decide to switch allegiances later.
I mean, it makes sense for a lowest moment because Sora is all about like friendship, presumably, and then this lowest moment would be losing his friends.
Okay, if we were never really friends to begin with, then how are we powering up friendshipping this motherfucker? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Listen, this is what we're supposed to question now. We're supposed to question now at the lowest moment. We're like, what's the power of friendship? All just lies? Was it all fake? Does it mean nothing?
Okay, I'm questioning it, and the answer seems to be yes.
Well,
like,
how about you wait until we get to the end of Act 2 to the twist?
Okay.
How cool would it be if we had a Donald and Goofy boss fight?
That'd be pretty sick, to be fair.